once again ask you about the question, how many of you in here already learned about machine learning? Please raise your hand. Have any background on computer science, mathematics? It's not, okay. It's not really that much. So I'll try to explain more easy for this one. So what is numerical computation? So basically the numerical computation is how you manipulate multi-dimensional arrays. For essentially it is a calculus and linear algebra for computers. So for example, if you have image, it's a tensor 3 by 3 matrices, then you need to calculate. So for the previous talk, like in Cloudinary, you need to calculate some kind of this stuff in the background of the server of Cloudinary. And why using JavaScript? The first one, yes, because web is open platform, you don't need some kind of app store to distribute your application. The second one is explorable explanation, because you can storytell with a single page interactive web page. For example, it's from Josh Camo. He explained how waveform is. The third one is the obviously largest developer community in the world. And the last one is privacy and security. Why? Because you can deploy your machine learning model inside your browser, user browser. So you don't need like gigantic server that user need to send their data to the server and give the prediction back to their device. And why not using JavaScript? If you are using vanilla JavaScript, directly in JavaScript engines is all about performance. It's not really that good. And the second one is the community is not focusing on numerical computation yet. There are not a lot library with numerical computation and lack of native multi-dimensional arrays. So my background is from Python. There are a lot of computational numeric such as NumPy, Pandas, or Polars that written in Rust. So I will give you 3 influential machine learning libraries in JavaScript. The first one is a Brain.js. It's using the GPU, using GPU.js for computation. And if there is no GPU, it will fall back to CPU. The second one is ML5.js. Is anyone in here familiar with Daniel Schiffman? Please follow him, because if you want to learn animation, physics, simulation, he really good at it and have a lot of courses on YouTube and it's free. So please follow him. And the third one, I think is the most popular and the most have a good documentation for machine learning. It is TensorFlow. And today, I will explore some kind of features in TensorFlow.js. So if you're familiar with TensorFlow, please raise your hand. Yeah, not really that much, but TensorFlow is usually you can use Python to interact with TensorFlow core written in C++. But right now you can directly use TensorFlow core using JavaScript. So there are multiple parts of TensorFlow.js. So the layers API, you can create the machine learning model, and the core API is written in C++, and you can connect it, you can deploy it to multiple platforms like browser using WebGL, or you can use server-side deployment in Node.js. Okay, how we learn machine learning in JavaScript? There are 2 ways to learn machine learning in JavaScript. The first one is the hard part. You must understand the mathematics behind machine learning. You must take calculus and linear algebra to understand what's the mathematical computation behind. The second one, I think will much easier for the rest of us as a web developers. You can try to build things and really to understand how it built. But we will explore both of these. And the first one, introducing to building machine learning model in JavaScript. There are several steps from 1 to 6. We will explore each of them. So, if you have simple index HTML, you just put the script tag, import the TensorFlow.js. It's just very easy. And if you are familiar with machine learning, this is the dataset that you will run as a beginner. This is IRIS dataset. It has 150 data, and it contains 4 variables: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So it's the measurement of the flower. Three species: Iris versicolor, Iris setosa, and Iris virginica. And the task of machine learning is to how to classify, if you get the new data, which class it belong to for the data. And this the data looks like in CSV. So sepal length, sepal width, petal length. And the target, the classification on the last column is the setosa, virginica, and versicolor. And you can use TensorFlow directly in the index.html, the script on JavaScript. You can use TensorFlow to load CSV, and then you need to do some one-hot encoding. So if you don't familiar, don't worry, I will explain it later. Basically, to represent the species of the classification to numerical. And when we are building the model, so TensorFlow you can build machine learning neural network in TensorFlow. It's basically like a brain. So it's connected neuron, and it will compute it. So you can classify what is setosa, what is virginica, and what is versicolor. And this is what is meant to one-hot encoding. So setosa have their own numeric 1, virginica 010, and versicolor 001. So this is the representation of computation in our machine. And for building and training the model, we can create the neural network with 2 layers. So this is the input layers with the 4 features, and the output, the outcome. And you can use model.fit to training your machine learning model. And it will run 100 times or 100 iterations, or we call it epoch. And finally, we can test the model with 3 separated data. So for this example, I will use one data that will expected to come as a setosa. And this is how we deploy it to the browser. So this run in localhost. Just run the training on your browser, and then it will run 100 times epoch. And the loss is like the metrics that we can use how well your machine learning model does. And yeah, it will come alert. It says setosa. So it correctly predict to the data that expect to become setosa. Now, I think the second one is more interesting. As a web developer, we tend to understand what we build. So the second part is how we build or explore something machine learning in web. The first one, you can explore your machine learning model. There are a lot of it. Maybe simple face detection, body segmentation, hand pose detection. But for this exploration, we will use pose detection to understand the human pose or human movement that we can track on the computer vision. And also in the TensorFlow documentation, there are a lot of examples. So you don't need to understand from scratch how we can build machine learning model in the browser. And this is me. So I went to National Library of Singapore. I run some machine learning model. This is run in browser and can detect some workout. So for example, squat, then yeah, I just doing some workout in the library. And after you build something for it, you must understand how it works. So basically, the machine learning model will come out the 70 key points on the human side, and the data itself is just look like the right side of the slide. So he have the coordinate of x and y, and you need to compute what the squat movement looks like. So this, and basically, if you when you building something machine learning model in a web, you also need to understand a little bit mathematical computation, because if the model want to know how good your squat is, you need to compute the angle of your body. Then it's this simple mathematics about how we compute an angle of two factors. So basically, if you want to build some machine learning, you still need to understand some kind of mathematics itself. Okay. So which better? Which the way number 1 or way number 2? So I will say it complementary. So if you have background on mathematics, computer science, I think I'll recommend you need to understand the math behind of it. But most of the time, if you are developers, you can try to build by yourself and try to understand later. So I think it's no which better, but it's complementary. You can build it or you can understand it. You need both of those. And finally, what's the future holds? The interesting part is TensorFlow can run in the multiple backend. So you can run on your CPU, WebGL, you can use WebAssembly, and the new initiative, WebGPU, you can run on your Node.js, and even you can run in React Native. So if you want to build machine learning model directly run on your mobile device, you can use TensorFlow.js. So you don't need to understand, because in TensorFlow there are another library called TensorFlow Lite, but it run in native mobile application like Android or iOS. But if you don't want to learn Kotlin or Swift, you can just use JavaScript and run your model on mobile device using React Native. And the future improvement of runtime, it will depend how our device will going much faster and how the abstraction for the running inference model can be much faster too. And also, there is a new initiative, and it also built by W3C that called WebGPU. WebGPU is a successor for WebGL that can run efficiently than WebGL, because WebGL is focusing on high performance graphical computation, but when you are using WebGPU, you can also focusing on performance faster machine learning inference. And it's designed for JavaScript. So I think the future is really good for JavaScript and doing some machine learning on the browser. It's a new GPU API native, and WebGPU is the web equivalent. So this is the tool that you can explore to create modern machine learning application in the browser. And for the example, its performance is really significant, 300 performance in diffuse-based model using TensorFlow.js. So I think, and it's just only previewed on May 2023, so it's really new. And maybe I want to explore it more deeply, and maybe it's a topic in another talk about WebGPU. And also, in the future, a lot of machine learning powered application you can for using AI workout assistant, you can use for maybe doing some filter, anything you can imagine. Maybe you can collaborate with your application in user interface or user experience. So once again, understanding machine learning, mathematics, and AI, it's inevitable. For us in here, most of you is web developer. So I think it's really nice skill on your toolbox to face the future in technology. I think that's it for me. Thank you for listening, and thank you.
Thank you, Doni.